the fragrance industry, as we all know, is a multi-billion dollar industry. And what we're starting to see is that the natural plant derived compounds that are used for the fragrance industry is a growing segment, just again, just given the fact that people are starting to care more.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Ilan Sobel. He is the CEO of BioHarvest Sciences. And Ilan, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Steve Darling, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, and I'm feeling great after a very significant announcement today.
Yeah, it is very significant because you and I talked about the work that you're doing on the CDMO side, the services division. You talked about a number of industries that you would like to get into. One of the ones you didn't mention, which you've announced today, is the fragrance industry. So, tell me a little bit about today's new contract.
Well, the fragrance industry, as we all know, is a multi-billion dollar industry. And what we're starting to see is that the natural plant derived compounds that are used for the fragrance industry is a growing segment, just again, just given the fact that people are starting to care more. They're starting to care more, not just about what type of different therapeutic topical solutions they're putting on their skin, but they're also thinking about this in the context of fragrances that they are putting on their skin. So we have, with a very strategic partner, we have now signed a deal for a significant opportunity in the plant-based fragrance compound market. And importantly, the specific plant that we're going after is, I would say, if you can call it, rare plant, and ultimately is under significant threat due to the challenges you have out there when you have a highly valuable resource. It suffers from significant threats of overharvesting and habitat loss. So
Mhm.
again, BioHarvest is ultimately delivering on the North Star of the company, which is making sure we're bringing these unique, life-changing compounds to millions, tens of millions of people, but importantly, doing it in a way that preserves the planet for generations to come.
And Elon, you were able to find this particular plant using, this AI platform that you have, and can you sort of talk about that part of it and why that's so significant?
So we've really started to build significant AI capability across our end-to-end, let's call it, biological ecosystem that we have here at BioHarvest. And one of the key areas where we've built significant capabilities is in what we call the discovery stage. And we utilized significant AI resources to really hone in and identify the specific species of plants that we wanted to focus on in order to deliver on this unique plant-based fragrance compound. So it's not just, picking a specific one plant, but we used AI to really go in. There's multiple species and understanding what we felt was the optimal species to fit the work that we do from a tissue culture perspective and beyond as we grow our cells in large scale bioreactors, and off we go.
Okay. This will be done in two stages. I know there's an NDA for the first stage, so I'm not sure how much you can share with us, but maybe just give us an idea of how this is going to roll out. I know there's some revenue attached to it as well.
Yeah, obviously, it's a multi-billion dollar industry. So obviously you can understand some of the sensitivities and why very, very strict NDAs are in place that obviously we always have to comply with. But ultimately, stage one, in this case, is similar to stage one in our other contracts that we have with a NASDAQ listed pharmaceutical company as well as Tate and Lyle. This really ultimately is all about us sourcing the plant and then doing the required tissue culture work in solid media, in Petri dishes, where we're focusing really on a specific molecule and then magnifying the levels of that important molecule compound that we're going after. Once we achieve this at the end of stage one and our and our key partner is happy with the overall composition, we lock the cell bank. We never have to go back to the plant itself. And then we move to the stage 2, where we start to grow the actual cells, not in solid media, but we start to prepare the cells and grow them in liquid media, which is part of the process that we move to as we get the cells used to growing in liquid media, small bioreactors, then medium bioreactors. And then we move to stage 3, where we're growing in our industrial scale bioreactors, north of 1,200 liters, which really allows us to get the significant scale cost efficiencies to build what we really believe are going to be significant royalty margins in this particular fragrance industry or segment, based on what we believe the possibilities are as we go after this very unique plant-based fragrance compound.
All right, another exciting part of the company. I look forward to following the story of how it develops. Ilan, thank you so much. Great to see you again, and congratulations.
Thank you, Steve. And it's great that we've had this opportunity now over the last few weeks to really demonstrate the breadth of capabilities that our botanical synthesis platform technology can bring to the marketplace, allowing us to be able to produce multiple types of plant-based biological compounds. So it's very exciting. And I think it helps our shareholders out there or future investors really understand the magnitude of impact that our botanical synthesis platform technology can have on major billion-dollar industries.
All right, well said, Ilan. Thanks so much. Ilan Sobel, the CEO of BioHarvest Sciences.